Please allow me to introduce our guest speaker. Her name is Angela Canellas. Angela is new to the speaking circuit and new to San Diego, but not new to the world of living a busy life like many of us here. Although not a mother herself, Angela has worked in sales for several years, putting herself on the back burner like many of us do to ourselves every day. Today, she will share a personal story that will leave you inspired, awakened, and motivated to approach life's most unexpected events a little differently. Let's all give Angela a very warm welcome. Angela. Well, I just want to say thank you for that warm introduction. I am a little bit nervous, and so I'm just going to take a deep breath in, deep breath out, because it's so nice to see all of you and get a chance to meet you a little bit during the silent auction and outside. So, like Laura said, I'm not a mother myself yet. I hope to be one day, but we never know what to expect in life. Right? And so today, I'm sharing a story about some unexpected events in my life, some very traumatic, and some realizations that I've had, what I've learned, and to pay that forward to you, so when you're struggling with those unexpected events, the kids, the family, everything, the job, that you feel more control, you feel that it doesn't get you down, slow you down, and you're more prepared. So let's get right into it. I need to slow down a little bit so I feel comfortable, so let me just get right into it. So we'll begin the story in the Garden State. That's where I'm originally from. I've been here in San Diego for about a year and a half now, and I there. Okay, good, very good. All right, feel more comfortable now. I've been here for about a year and a half now, and I still consider myself new because I still use my GPS to get to Coronado to get around town. So I grew up in North Jersey. I was a determined and focused young woman. Student athlete, got my varsity letter my freshman year in the basketball team. Started outside here for the team in Ringwood, New Jersey, which is a small town in Passaic County. That's me spiking the volleyball, blocking the shot. I mean, I had a plan. I was an achiever from day one. One of my plans, along with being an academic collegiate student, I also wanted to play college volleyball. I got recruited to a couple schools. This one that I went to, I got a scholarship to play Division I volleyball at a small school in Connecticut called Quinnipiac. I'm not sure if you guys heard of Quinnipiac. But okay, this is wonderful. It's a small school. I excelled academically and on the court. I was always putting my best foot forward in the classroom and on the court, working really hard all the time, always achieving. I was captain of the volleyball team my junior and senior year. I made dean's list every semester. I mean, I was a determined and focused young woman. And I graduated with honors. It made me feel really good, to make a name for myself. And so my immediate plan, life was pretty good. So I thought after college, get into sports marketing. I was a marketing intern for the New York Knicks in Manhattan my junior year, which is really exciting. I got to meet, the coach and some celebrities. That was a really exciting summer. So I figured I want to get into sports marketing. And my dream job was to be like Willow Bay on the show NBA Inside Stuff. I don't know if any of you guys are basketball fans, but it was a show with Amanda Shot. She was a beautiful blonde woman who was sometimes on the sidelines with the basketball players. I also wanted to be that sports broadcaster, asking the Super Bowl champs where they were going after the Super Bowl. That was where I was focused. And my long-term goal, maybe some of you had this goal when you were younger, I want to be married by the time I was 30. I mean, that's what everybody was doing my age. And I thought, I want to have a couple kids by the time I'm 30. 30 seems so far away. That sounded good to me. Well, let me just point out, I'm not married, and I'll be 33 in a couple weeks. So my question for all of you is, wouldn't it be great if everything went as planned? I'm sure as mother, that is an amazing job that you have, and like I said in my introduction, I hope to be a mother one day, but you don't know what to expect. And so with life being planned, and if it was great and it happened like that all the time, it'd be less chaos in our life, right? We would have direction. We would know what to expect. Maybe you can think of times in your life now. And so that's what brings me to this date, May 24th, 2002, when the unexpected happened to me. I didn't plan for what was going to happen. And so let me just paint this picture. It's a beautiful sunny day, Friday before Memorial Day weekend. We know about those Fridays. We have a half a day or we have the day off, and it's like, wow, it's going to be a long weekend. I feel great. I'm going to go to a barbecue maybe. And so I was working in New York City. It was my first day of summer hours. I wasn't with a sports marketing company yet. I was with the company, Columbia House Company. 10 cities for $1. My first job out of college. It was a stepping stone to get to that sports marketing job that I'd always dreamed of. And so I took the bus home to Ringwood, New Jersey. I was living at home with my parents. I was 20 years old at the time. I thought that was smart. And stopped at the florist after the bus dropped me off at the Ringwood bus stop to get my younger sister some flowers for her birthday. She was turning 15. She was born when I was in second grade. She was like my little baby. And she probably didn't like it because I was like her second mother. She did doing that. So it was a beautiful day, 2 minutes from home, and pow, my life changed forever. I didn't plan this. What just happened? It was a beautiful sunny day. I was going to go to a barbecue. This wasn't part of my plan, ladies. This curveball hit me head on. I'm sure you have curveballs in your life. Maybe something happened this morning on your way here. Well, this curveball hit me head on going from 55 to 35. And this curveball was in the form of a Dodge Ram pickup truck. You can see behind the bloody airbag there. That's my blood on that airbag. It's crazy looking at that. And he crossed the yellow lines, wasn't drunk, wasn't on drugs, just wasn't paying attention. I don't know if he was texting or driving, I don't know, but now my next goal was survival. Please, God. I didn't plan for this, and I remember my parents taking this picture. What they did tell me is that I was in surgical ICU for 2 days. I was in a coma for a couple days. And things were pretty bad. I wasn't supposed to make it. It's crazy looking at this now. And that achiever goal was survival. The achiever goal in college was play volleyball, be successful, achieve, do whatever you can, make a name for yourself, just keep going after it and don't slow down. So now it was survival. I had severe head trauma. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of a TBI, traumatic brain injury. Well, I have one. We got one in the back. Awesome. Sorry for just saying that. That's wonderful, but I'm with you. So, had over 400 stitches to my face, which you probably can't tell. I had amazing plastic surgeon. He's not here in San Diego, or else I'd give you his name. He's in the Northeast. And I was a medevac patient to Hackensack University Medical Center, which was a level 1 trauma center in New Jersey. That's what I just want to say here. I heard of the term jaws of life. Well, they used it, and they cut me out of the car to get me there. So, and they saved my life. I had over 1,000 stitches. Excuse me. I had over 1,000 stitches to my face and body, major internal injuries, and broken ribs, lacerated liver, punctured lung, renal contusion, mesenteric contusion. I almost broke my sternum. I mean, I didn't even know what some of those things were. It was a long and hard recovery. I was 23 years old with a walker. Bruises all over my legs. That's my ankle right there. I was in physical therapy, but before mom even took me to physical therapy, the physical therapist came to the house when I was upstairs in my bed, and she would lift my legs for me, and I just laid there. It's crazy. And I was in speech therapy. 23 years old, hanging out in speech therapy. You know, I should be on the beach at the Jersey Shore, right? Point Pleasant, going to Belmar, playing beach volleyball, which I love to do. Well, I was playing the game of memory that my 5- and 7-year-old niece are playing now at the age of 23. And I suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder. I mean, it was a long and hard recovery. And I was at the bottom. Can you imagine being at the bottom, you know, when you just, in your life right now, you just think, like, God, it can't get any worse. Well, you have the choice in your attitude right there is, well, it could get worse, I don't know, or, you know what, the only way to go is up. So I had a realization there. Maybe it was for being the achiever athlete, but it was like, these are the cards you're dealt, and what are you going to do about it now? These are the cards you're dealt, ladies, with whatever circumstances you're in. What are you going to do about it now? Instead of, why me? Why did this happen to me again? This always happens to my daughter. This always happens to me. And shaming on yourself. It's okay to have a pity party. Now I realize I didn't have enough of a pity party in the why me grieving process. But what I'm asking you to, or what I'm going to suggest when you're faced with that unexpected event, is maybe try this way, in this perspective. Embrace it, no matter how hard it is, and respond to it and know that you have a choice. You have a choice in your attitude. We always say, think positive, speak positive. Well, try and do it. It takes hard work, it takes a lot of effort, but that's what I did, and that's the realization that I had. There's another picture of me in front of my parents' mantle. You know, a lot of people sent me cards, high school and college, and balloons and flowers. I mean, I was very blessed to have the parents that I did, who took me home after the hospital instead of sending me to a rehabilitation center. And mom or dad, they alternated, laid on the other couch. Well, I laid on the other couch and woke me up every 4 hours to give me medicine so I'd be okay. And I realized, man, life is short. I'm 23 years old. You've only got one shot. Holy smokes. And my inner thoughts were, you know what, one day I want to be a motivational speaker. I want to help people. Whether they did do something like this or not, I want to give them this perspective that I have just been blessed with. And so I got back on the achievement track, being the achiever that I was like, all right, what's next? Work. I'm getting to work. And I figured, well, I want to help people. So my marketing background and helping people, that means, I'll work with Black Business Time. I'll get into pharmaceutical sales. A lot of people said, man, you should do that. That was the first time I shoulded on myself. Don't should on yourself. Right? No point in doing it. And so some of the realizations that I've had that I'm just paying forward to all you ladies is, you don't know unless you try. Who says that you can't? Let that sink in a little bit. I mean, I had a day of sales experience. I didn't have anything on the resume. You know, the guy next to me probably had tons of experience. Well, I went in there and just went for it anyway. Who says that you can't do it? Who says that you can't have it, if you're a stay-at-home mom, the other side business? It may take effort and hard work, but no one's saying that you can't. The only person that is stopping you is yourself. So I want to inspire you to reach your goals. Another realization I had is I always put myself on the back burner, and I didn't make as much me time as I should have. And me time wasn't just, or I realize now, me time isn't just going to the gym or going shopping at the Garden State Plaza to Nordstrom. Me time is sitting still, none of those thoughts come in, to listen to what's in your heart. And I didn't do that. I would say, oh, I'll do it later, I'll do it later. Well, you know, sometimes later never comes, and I almost learned that at a young age. And I realized I need to stop the if-then. So when I was working with Black, I was very successful, achieving these goals and at the regional sales meetings, but there was a time at my desk when I was in Lodi, New Jersey, and I think I was about 25 years old. I just put my head in my hands and thought, is this my life? What am I doing? I don't want to be working for Glaxo pharmaceutical sales. It didn't feel right in here. At all these achievements, but there was a disconnect in what was in my heart and what I was doing every day. I don't know if you guys ever feel like that. And so I said, well, maybe if I'm not happy with Stryker, then maybe I'll get into medical sales. Maybe it's my job. So I got recruited to work for a $6 billion company in medical sales where there aren't a lot of women. And that was like, yeah, look at who I work for now. I felt impressive, significant. Put on this game face to try and beat somebody that I wasn't. And it didn't feel comfortable. And another realization I had was I always identified with work. That's what I was doing. So I want to ask you ladies, who are you outside of being a mother? Outside of being a mother today, at this parent connection, there is somebody inside of you that has those dreams and those goals. And I want to inspire you to just take that me time. Even if it is just 5 minutes a day, in the backyard, in your bed, whatever it is, just to make sure that you do that. And so take off that game face, and it's okay to be you, and you don't have to be everything to everybody. I always hear the term soccer mom. I don't know if I'm ever going to be a soccer mom. And you know what? I don't have to be. So take it off. You don't always have to smile. Your job is hard. I can't even imagine. I hope to one day, but don't think that you need to achieve all this significance or have your kid here or be this superwoman, super mom to fit in or impress somebody else. Well, another unexpected event came and boom, curveball number 2, I'm unemployed. So Stryker put me on a performance plan and they said, Andrew, you have 3 months to sell $900,000. We're going to have to ask you to leave. Well, October 1st, I was asked, well, on September 30th, I was asked to leave the company. I didn't meet the sales quota. And I always identified with work. Now what? Well, I scheduled a meeting with myself. We're always scheduling meetings with our friends and we got to go to yoga, we have to make sure we do that for that person. Well, I scheduled a meeting with myself, finally, and I dug deep and really got personal on those things that I always thought about but would never take time for. And just sat still and thought about life. Those questions like, what are my dreams for the future? What do I really want to do with my life? What have I been putting on the back burner for too long? So think about those questions. And so I realized that my goal from 8 years ago is I always wanted to be a motivational speaker. And even when I was living in Lodi, New Jersey, I thought, I don't want to live in New Jersey. And I used to say things like, the guy that I'm going to meet, he doesn't live in New Jersey. He's not a Lido. His shirt will not be tighter than mine. And my long-term dream was to live by the beach and in warm weather. And so I took a big step outside of my comfort zone, and I came out here to San Diego for 2 weeks to test it out by myself. And I thought to myself, what's the worst that can happen if you just try? There's no harm. It's better to know than have regret not knowing. And so December 2nd of 2010, not even 2 years ago, I started Angie's Journey. And I was 31 years old. I thought I was going to be married by the time I was 30. At 31, I got the courage. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start over. It's okay. No one's saying that you can't, Ange. Go for it. So it's Angie's Journey, one woman's mission to inspire, educate, challenge, and motivate you to never stop believing in yourself and all your dreams. So these are some pictures of me outside my storage unit, picture of La Jolla, and one of my favorite neighborhoods, Little Italy. So Angie's Journey became the name of my blog. A friend of mine was like, Ange, how are we going to keep in touch with you? We want to see pictures. We want to know what it's like. And so Angie's Journey became a weekly blog post that I would do every Monday in my furnished room in an apartment I was renting on First and Market, right down the street here. Didn't really know anybody. That's what I did. And I started to think about life and wanted to pay it forward so other people could relate. And so they know it's okay. they're not alone in how they feel. And so some of my Inspire notes that I wrote about, and now I do videos. I take my flip cam video and I tape myself every Monday or every Wednesday and talk to my flip cam. And now I have 47 YouTube videos that I've uploaded to help inspire, educate, challenge, and motivate you to live your best life because you've only got one. So some of them are, it's okay to feel uncertain and to not know what direction is next. And we all know after this, we all know we're probably going to have dessert or go do these gifts after I'm done. So you have that direction, but maybe you don't know what's in store for next week or next month, and that's okay. Take off the game face because it's okay to be you, and you don't have to be everything to everybody. And guess what? It may not be your responsibility. I'm a nurturer, and even with my boyfriend, he's like, I've got it, and I've got it. I think it's just a natural, not maternal, but motherly, what am I trying to say? Female instinct to want to help people and take care of them. Well, I'm learning that it's not my responsibility all the time, and I don't have to. So maybe we can think about that in our own lives. Give yourself the permission to take time for your life and to not feel guilty. I always felt guilty when I would go out to dinner instead of being at my desk working at 7 o'clock at night on a Friday. I would feel guilty about doing that. Now I've learned, don't feel guilty. It's okay to do that. Make time in your schedule to think about your life, even if it is just 5 minutes a day. And lastly, sometimes you don't know why that unexpected event in your life, good or bad, will happen or why it happened until years later. And so now my achiever goal was to find some balance in my life. And so it turned out that event 10 years ago, is now the catalyst for the work that I do now and the passion that I have to help all of you. And so I took a big step outside my comfort zone, got out of corporate America, and figured, well, I really want to help people. And I was always a mentor. Somebody mentioned a life coach. I'm like, oh, sounds good, let me try it, right? Try it out, take my own advice and try it. So that's what I did. Now I'm a certified life coach. And I found the courage within to try and finally become this motivational speaker, this dream that I had from 10 years ago. And so that's what I'm doing now in front of you. And this happens to be my biggest event to date. And I just want to thank the parent commission for allowing me to do this. It's going to be part of the journey and the message, and hopefully one day it'll be something more. So I found this balance, and I've learned with my system and just through living life, and even some pictures there. All different balance pictures, one at Torrey Pines on the beach, downtown at a restaurant, and right over here by the ballpark. A balance is all these outer achievements plus inner contentment, making sure that you're in line and that that's what you should be doing. And now I feel it. I didn't feel it before. There's always a disconnect. And that's why I'd like to introduce the Achiever Syndrome. And that's what I created last summer. And it personifies people like me. I'm a former double alpha, type A personality, like, I'll just do it later, puts her personal and professional goals in the back burner. I don't know if any of you can relate to that, being super mom and doing it all the time. Or if you're not the double alpha, maybe you're the blissful type. The person who's like, my life is pretty good, I want to do more, but I'll just do it later. Or, give me another glass of wine. Life is good. Why do I need to do more? Right? I'm going to have a glass of wine after this, that's for sure. So that's how I created now my life coaching and professional speaking service for the Achiever Syndrome, and I'm offering each and every one of you, and it's in your swag bag, a complimentary coaching session with me. It's 60 minutes just to talk and hear about a different perspective. And I'm not the type of coach who's going to say, you should do X, Y, and Z, and then poof, life will be better. I'm just going to offer a perspective and facilitate by asking certain questions to just challenge your thinking a little bit so you can come to your own conclusions. And so just some closing thoughts before I end it. When the next unexpected event comes along, tomorrow, next week, next month, whenever it is, later on today, I want to ask you to choose to embrace it and respond, no matter how hard it is. It's going to be tough. But we do have a choice in our attitude. And think, what can I do about this now? All right, it's not the end of the world that little Johnny got kicked out of school, or maybe it isn't. Life will go on, life will be better. And think positive. I know it sounds like, really, that's what everybody says. Well, you are, like they say, you are what you eat, well, you are what you think. If you think you can, you're halfway there. And what I learned playing college volleyball was to visualize. We would have to spend 5 minutes in the locker room visualizing ourselves, spiking the ball, serving the ball. Well, why can't we do that in our life today? Visualize yourself. Seeing yourself being successful as a mother, as a wife, or all those things. And speak positive. Don't shit on yourself. Oh, I should be doing this, I should be doing that, I haven't done that. And don't shame on yourself. Gosh, I'd never be good at that. I've been trying for so many years, I'm just gonna give up. Don't shame on yourself. Life is too short, ladies. And so just remember, it's never too late to change your life or your perspective. So, big thank you to all of you for allowing me to be here. And there is that special offer in your swag bag. So thank you for this opportunity. This is going in the journal. I'll be doing a YouTube video about this and blogging about it. So I appreciate this opportunity. And I look forward to hopefully getting a chance to talk with some of you. So thank you.
Okay, we have to give another big round of applause to Angela for sharing her story and sharing it with us. And I told you earlier, this is the biggest crowd that I've spoken in front of so far, and I was sitting there thinking, okay, well, it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and you have the greatest attitude and a great message. So thank you for sharing and all those pictures and everything. So anyway, truly inspiring. Thank you very much.